Just was here to see you.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Sorry to bother you.
No, always a pleasure. Sit down.
Well, this ain't exactly a setting visit. All we want is a little standing up time.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, Jethro here has got into his head he'd like to commence serving what they call his military hitch.
Yes, sir, I want to volunteer.
Well, very commendable, very patriotic, but I think the government would prefer that you finish your education first.
I done gone clean through school.
Yeah, Jethro graduated in 6th grade.
Yes, sir, highest in my class. You, Jethro? Yes, ma'am. Other fellas no higher than this.
Jethro, graduating from the 6th grade is a fine accomplishment, and we're all very proud of you.
Well, thank you.
But there's more, right, Miss Hathaway?
Oh, yes, indeed. Junior high, high school, college.
Well, yes, ma'am. We know there's more education to be got. But Jethro is anxious to commence serving his country now, and Granny's on his side.
Granny?
Yes, you see, Jethro ain't got his full growth yet. And the more he grows, the more he eats. And Granny is wore to a frazzle keeping him laid out and filled up. And she says, let the government feed him for a spell.
He can serve his country while his country serves him.
Of course, he can resume his education when he gets out. And by volunteering, you can choose any branch of the service you like. Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Corps, Coast Guard.
Have you decided what you'd like to be, Jethro? Well, yes, ma'am. I want to be a spy.
Whatever gave you that notion?
Well, I seen this movie about a spy, Old 007. This rascal really had himself some high old time. 007? Oh, you mean 007? Yeah, you see, double knot spies is what you call irresistible to women. This fella spent most of his time fighting and loving and fighting and then loving some more.
See where you can hold your own fighting, but when it comes to loving, you're greener than a gourd.
Swimming is for fish. Besides, I gotta fix Jethro's britches. I've done let him out as far as they'll go, and they still hit him halfway up his drumsticks.
Maybe we could stretch him.
Maybe so. Here, grab hold of the ends here, and we'll see if they got any give to him.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, they stretched out real good.
Hold it! Them britches have done give all they got.
Well, Granny, like you say, quick as Jethro joins the army or something, the government will keep him in clothes and feed him, too.
That's right. I do hope we're doing the right thing by sending Jethro into the service. It's like giving the United States another country to feed.
Jethro does set a great store by his victuals. Well, you know, he kept Pa waiting on a truck this morning because he had to have a snack before he left.
Jethro had to have a snack?
Well, he said he was going to.
My turkey. My turkey! I had a whole fresh roasted turkey in here. Jethro done snuck in, snitched it, snacked it, and snuck out.
By doggy, Jethro, you're going to have a time deciding what to be. Soldier, sailor, Coast Guard, Marine, airman. All pay top money, too. Close to $20 a week.
Bet you a spy makes pretty near that much. That's what I want to be, a double knot spy.
I don't see nothing in these government folders about joining the spies. Besides, it all seemed to me like kind of a sneaky way to make a living.
Well, you ought to see this movie about them. Them double knots lives high on the hog. Maybe the government calls them intelligence agents, like Miss Jane does.
I don't see nothing about them in here neither. Well, we'll talk about it over some noonday victuals.
Oh, good. I ain't had nothing since breakfast but a little bitty old snack.
There's something to think about, Jethro. Do spies eat as good as soldiers and sailors?
Well, gee, I don't know. This movie didn't have much eating in it. Mostly fighting and loving.
Well, you can't keep that up for long without eating something. Another thing, do spies get to wear fancy uniforms?
Well, gee, I don't know.
You could do with some new duds. Them breeches of yours look like you're fixing to wade a creek.
But spies gets lots of other dandy things, like shoes with knives that stick out of them, and suicide pills, and cigarette lighters that take pictures.
Well, the food shoot is back. The one-man locust play. I bet you're hungry, ain't you?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
What's for victuals, Granny?
Overlooked stew.
What's that?
I'm stewing everything he overlooked. And it ain't much. Go fetch your cousin Ellie. She's swimming in the cement pond. No. Go out the front way and around. You ain't passing my icebox again without somebody riding a shotgun on you. You have done snitched your last snack.
Now, Granny, all growing boys eats between meals.
That one eats between bites. Here's the outfit Jethro ought to join up with. The Marines.
How come you picked them?
Well, at least they can feed them. They got fish ponds down there the size of this house.
Down where?
Marine land.
Yeah. We went fishing down there once. Right friendly bunch.
The fish wasn't so friendly, especially that big goomer they called a whale.
Granny, you hadn't ought to try to catch him. He was just too much fish for one little woman like you.
The fish ain't been born that's too much for me.
All right, forget it.
I ain't about to forget it. I vowed I'd come back and get him, and this is my chance. When Jethro goes down to join up with the Marines, I'm going with him.
Now, hold on, Granny. Jethro ain't said he'd join the Marines.
I said it for him.
Now, Granny, Jethro is the one that's going to serve, and Jethro is the one that's going to choose. And it ain't right for you to try to force him into the Marines just so you can get back at that fish. You hear?
Yes, sir, Jed.
I mean it.
Yes, sir, Jed. You're the head of the clan. I wouldn't go again your word.
All right. Let's go have some victuals.
You're right, Jed. Anything you say, your word is law. I'm just a poor, old, weak, obedient woman.
May, come on into victuals.
Jethro, where did you get them bananas?
Remember that big tree we thought was an elm? These was growing on them.
Them Skipper's bananas. A reward if he learned to swim.
Shucks, Ellie. Swimming's easy. I could learn him in no time. Why, just pick him up and throw him in. That's the way Uncle Jed learned me.
Attaboy, Skip. Come on.
If you're in for plenty of trouble, boy, you just pushed yourself a double non-intelligence agent.
Help Jethro to serve his country the best he knows how. Help him to be a good soldier, a good sailor, whatever he decides to be. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Paul, when Jethro goes into service, can I get me a critter to swim with?
What kind of a critter?
Swimming critter. Tried to learn Skip, but he don't care about it.
There's lots of swimming critters down to Marine land.
Granny.
I ain't talking to Jethro. He ain't even here. I'm talking to Ellie. Remember all them friendly seals and porpoises and things?
I sure do. Paul, could I get me one?
If Jethro was to join up with the Marines, he could bring you one home from Marine land.
Granny.
Well, he better join up with something pretty quick or we're going to starve to death.
Yeah. He didn't leave nothing for this here stew.
The stew looks fine to me. I reckon it tastes fine, too. Now let's all commence eating it and stop trying to push Jethro into the service. Of course, the quicker he goes in, the quicker he'll get out.
Hey, Granny, can I come in now?
Are you dry?
Yes, ma'am. I'd run till I'm bone dry.
All right, then.
Help yourself to some stew, Jethro.
Thank you.
Wait, don't take it all. Well, sit down, fill your bowl.
I can't, Uncle Jed. These pants will cut me in two. I'll eat just standing.
You go eat over to the sink here.
Yes, sir.
Wait, you forgot your... Join the Marines.
I wonder how that got there.
I wonder.
Greetings.
Oh, howdy, Miss James.
Oh, don't let me disturb your lunch. I just brought a pin-up picture for our departing serviceman.
A pin-up picture?
Yes. You think it was too daring of me to pose like that?
Yeah, I reckon not. The bear was dead, wasn't he?
Well, Jethro, have you decided what you're going to be?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Like I keep telling you. I'm going to be a double-knot spy.
Hey, Jethro, what's a double-knot spy?
That's a feller that goes around fighting and loving and saving his country.
Well, how?
He gets other spies to tell their secrets. If it's a man spy, old Double Knot's got a weapon. And if it's a lady, well, he hugs and kisses her, and first thing you know, she's blabbing secrets to beat the band.
First off, we got to get him out of that spy notion.
I have an idea.
What is it?
I will convince him he's not qualified to be a spy. Contrive to leave me alone with him.
You gonna have some stew?
Ain't that what I just had?
Yeah, I reckon it was. Oh, Granny, LMA, y'all come out with me to the pantry. I got something I want to show you.
Right there, Jed.
You stay here with Miss Jane.
Hey, but Uncle Jed, what about...
It ain't nothing to eat.
Oh.
Jethro,
Yeah?
I'm going to give you a spy test.
Hot dog!
Now, I have a very important secret, and you must get me to tell you what it is. But if you fail, you cannot be a spy.
Okay. Hey, let's pretend we's meeting in a foreign country. That's where double knots hang out, mostly. Howdy.
Well, hello there.
You a spy?
Yes?
Me too. You got any secrets?
Yes?
What are they?
I won't tell.
That's what you think, baby. Okay, let's have it. No.
No.
We'll see about that. Okay, commence blabbing.
No.
No again?
I refuse to tell my secrets.
Well, guess that means I can't be a spy.
Oh, don't give up so easily.
Well, I done kissed you twice and hugged you to boot.
You've got to do everything you can to make me talk.
Sure it's all right with you?
I'm a spy. You've got to expect these things.
Well, you'll talk this time, I guarantee it.
No, I won't.
Oh, yes, you will. Like a what? Gee, I don't want to, Miss Jane, but shuck heck fire. What else can a fella do?
And I gotta have a long talk with that boy.
Come on. Time's a-wasting. Let's get to Marineland.
Granny, what's that rope for?
To lasso my whale. He's too big for a hook and line.
Now, Jethro, are you sure joining the Marines is what you want to do?
No, sir. What I want to do is be a spy. Miss Jane says I got to graduate college first. Shucks, by then I'll be too old to do any of that double knot hugging and kissing or even fighting. I'll be pretty near 25.
Yeah, that's over the hill, all right.
Hey, Paul, can I fetch home me a swimming critter from Marine Land?
We'll see, Ellie. Jethro ain't even joined yet.
Well, how about if and I join the Marines, too?
Well, I'm afraid not, Ellie. It says here in the paper that they can build men, but I don't see how they can build one out of you. Hold on, Jethro. Let's see what the sign said.
Hot dog. Look at that. Marines gets fed 6 times a day.
Yeah, you ought to be able to manage on 6 squares a day, Jethro.
With a few snacks throwed in. This is the outfit to join up with, Jethro.
I wonder where I go to volunteer, though.
They sign yonder on that there fence.
Let's drive up there.
Wanted. Young man for training and feeding. That's me.
Wait a minute, there's more on that sign now. Must be expert diver.
Uncle Jed, if they feed me right, I'll give them any kind of dives they want. From belly flops to double somersaults.
Here comes a young fella. Maybe he can tell you where to join up.
Well, can I help you folks?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We was just reading your sign there, and,
And this fine, young, handsome, good-looking fella is volunteering.
Well, good diver, are you?
Best in the whole world.
Granny, let's not stretch the truth. He is at home in the water.
Ever worn a wetsuit?
Well, shucks, yeah, I had on a wetsuit just this morning.
That's right.
Well, let's talk about training. You know, some of these marine mammals you'll be working with are pretty smart.
Not as smart as Jethro. Why, he's the finest, bestest, most educated...
Granny, let's stick to the truth. The boy has graduated school.
You highest in my class, too.
Jethro is a fine, upstanding, honest, hard-working young man.
Has he had any feeding experience?
Mister, for his age, I'll put him up against anybody in the world.
Glad to hear that. We have 6 feedings a day, 7 on Sunday.
Ooh! How soon can I get started?
Well, we got a feeding just about now. I'll get you some gear. We'll see what you can do.
Hot diggity dog!
Oh, you mind if we go in with him for a minute, just to see he gets started on the right foot?
Sure. We'll ride in through this gate.
Leave me off at the porpoises.
I'm the whale pond.
That is my swimming critter. Let me off. I like you. As quick as Jethro joins up, I'm going to see can I take you along. And I'm going to put you in a cement pond. Me and you will learn Skipper to swim. Do you like that? Huh?
Well, I had a little trouble finding gear to fit Jethro. He's bigger than the rest of our divers.
He's a husky boy, all right.
Finally located one of the old style suits that was big enough.
Well, that's mighty nice of you to do that for the boy.
Well, that's my job. I'm general factotum. See you later.
Doggies. That's the closest I've ever been to a general.
Where are you, Mr. Whale? Come on up so I can get a look at you. Don't be afraid. It's just me, Granny. I won't hurt you. Where are you, you big fraidy cat? Come on up here, I dare you. He's bigger than I remember.
Uncle Jed, it's me. Jethro?
What are you doing in that get-up?
This is what that feller told me to put on.
Well, I reckon you just about got to do what he says. He's the general.
Boy, I sure hope the Marines don't do much marching. These shoes must weigh 100 pounds.
Couldn't stop, though. You're a long time wearing through them soles.
You ought to help this belt he give me. It weighs another 100. So does this dad-blasted helmet.
Jethro, I wouldn't do a lot of belly aching right away. The general went to a lot of trouble to find you one of them suits that'll fit you.
Yeah, well, he can have it back. I'm plumb tuckered out just walking here.
That's why they feed you 6 times a day.
But, Uncle Jed, look what they give me to eat. Raw fish.
You're right generous helping.
But, Uncle Jed, I can't eat raw fish.
I'm sure the general don't expect you to.
Well, what does he expect me to do with them?
Cook them. Of course. Marines has got to be able to do for themselves. Now, the general is just testing you. Get busy.
If and you can't come home with me, then I'm going to stay right here with you. That's right. I'm with you. You like it? Let's play. Come on.
Have another in Jethro's. Plenty here.
No, thanks, Uncle Jed. That'll hold me till the next feeding.
Snap to attention, Jethro. Yonder comes the general.
Hey, help me out. Help me out.
Well, what in the name of Moby Dick is going on?
Boy had himself a mess of fish.
You mean you ate those fish I gave you?
Oh, no, sir, not all of them. There's plenty left.
Jethro, stir up a fire and cook the general fish.
Oh, no. You're not supposed to cook those fish.
Oh, well, I reckon you can blame that on me, General. He might have ate him raw if I'd let him.
Oh, never mind. Grab your helmet and what's left of the fish and follow me over to the tank.
You hear that, boy? You ain't gonna have to walk in them shoes after all. General's gonna put you in the tank.
I've come back to make friends with you, Mr. Whale. Come on up and visit with me. Come on. Stick your pretty hand up. Jethro, give me there. Come see what I caught.
in the water except the one who was supposed to.
But Uncle Jed, if I'd have gone in with them lead shoes and belt and all, I'd have sunk like a rock.
You're a chicken, Jethro. Now I'll never get my whale.
Count your blessings, Granny. You got the greatest fish story ever told.
What you mean?
You're the first fisherman that was ever thrown back by the fish. On the phone?
No, sir, but the widow Paul can.
Uh-oh. She'll be wanting to know if we seen her boy. Wish we had good news for her.
That's no account, young, and I wish he would show up. I'd hickory stick him good.
Granny, you mean Johnny Pope that used to play the guitar and sing?
Don't call what he done singing. A bullfrog makes the same noise and you can eat his legs. Lazy, shiftless, no account. That's Johnny Pope. Let his ma work her fingers to the bone for him, and ain't hardly wrote to her in 2 years. Sit down, I'll cut your hair.
Oh, I don't need a haircut, Granny.
I'll decide when you need a haircut. Now sit down. That's the trouble with the young'uns today. You give them everything fine, and what do you get for it? A lot of back talk. All spoiled rotten, that's what you are.
Granny? Widow Polk thinks her boy's coming in on a train today. Is Jethro around?
He's cutting wood. I'll fetch him. Get up from there. You don't need a haircut. Spoiled rotten. All of you. That's what you are. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That's all you know.
Boy, Granny sure isn't a tizzy over Johnny Pope.
Yeah, just the mention of his name sets her off. And when she's going, she can build a barn out of a berry box.
Nothing but trouble with that Johnny Poke around here. Jethro will get to be just like him. Them two always was thick as cold molasses. First thing you know, Jethro will quit writing to his ma. He'll go to loafing all day, scrapping with Ellie, smart-mouthing his Uncle Jed, and back-sassing me. Sass me, will you?
Jethro and me will drive down to the freight yards. I reckon Johnny will be riding in on the rods or empty boxcar.
You know, Paul, I'll be real glad to see old Johnny Poke again. Me and him used to have some dandy wrestling matches.
Well, I don't believe I'd wrestle with him on this trip. He's growed a lot since them days.
Well, I bet y'all can still whoop him.
And I bet you he'd let you. But you're a young lady now. I want you to act like one and look like one. Go put on a dress.
Well, Johnny wouldn't even know me with the dress on.
Well, I'll introduce you. Now, scoot.
Hey, Uncle Jed, what is Granny so steamed up about?
I'll tell you on the way down to the freight yards. Come on.
Hey, let me tell you what happened. I was outside chopping wood to beat the band, and I bent over to pick up the last stick of wood just like this.
Write your Ma.
I write Ma once a week.
And write her twice a week.
That's a good idea. Come on, let's go.
Hey, fire, Uncle Jed. I ain't got that much to tell her.
You quit smart-mouthing your Uncle Jed.
I ain't smart-mouthing Uncle Jed.
Now he's sassing me. See what that Johnny Poke has done, and he ain't even here yet.
Is Johnny Poke coming here?
Yeah, if we don't get out of here, come on, let's go.
I ain't done talking to him yet. Somebody's got to set him straight.
Well, I ain't done nothing.
He's sassing me again.
You give Jethro a good talking to. I'll wait for him outside.
That's better. Sit down. When I say sit, you sit.
Let her blow off a little steam. I'll see you out front.
Declare I don't know what the young'uns of today are coming to. Back-talking, sassing their elders, riding them surfboards down the freeway, going to the beach, having them bikini roasts. You sit still when I'm talking to you. See what I mean? No respect. That's today's young'uns. Back sassing young whelps. No more manners than a hound dog puppy. I say they ought to be learnt a lesson. Showed what kind of ornery whelps they are. They ought to be punished. Jethro. Jethro. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Oh, Jethro.
I'm a dragster's whale. I'm a rocket's tail. I'm a bargain sail. Have a great big helping of me. I'm a whaling fool. I'm the end of school. Baby, play it cool.
There you go, kid.
Thank you, Johnny. You're the greatest.
Ain't that the truth? Keep the line moving.
My mother and I got on the train in Salt Lake City, but it's taken all this time to get back here to your car.
Crazy. Keep the line moving.
I'm president of your Omaha Fan Club.
Like, wow.
We took up a collection so I could come out and see you at the Hollywood Bowl.
You got a ticket?
No, not yet.
Here you go.
Johnny! Hey.
That'll be $5.
All right, girls. The train's coming into Los Angeles. Everybody out.
Oh, no!
Now you can see Johnny at the Hollywood Bowl. Now, come on, back to your own cars. Your parents are probably looking for you.
And keep buying my records, you hear? And them Johnny Poke guitars, and Johnny Poke sweatshirts, and Johnny Poke charm bracelets, and anything else got my name on it.
Okay, Johnny, time to get into the old clothes.
Oh, man, I don't want to do that freight yard bit again.
Listen, you got 10,000 screaming teenagers waiting for you at the L.A. station.
Now, let them have a thrill. I kind of like them girls grabbing at me.
I bet. And I've got a contract to deliver you to the Hollywood Bowl in one piece. Now, you do as I tell you.
Just a minute, Mr. Manager. You are talking to Johnny Poke, the greatest singer ever to come out of the hills.
Listen, you gully jumper. You take away your echo chamber, the guy who plays the guitar for you, the 10-piece band, $250,000 worth of publicity, and my brains, and you'll be back in the hills where I found you calling hogs. Now get into those clothes. You're getting off at the freight yard as always.
You naughty puppy.
Put your cousin down.
Cousin? Never mind. Granny, you never liked a puppy in your kitchen.
Don't call him a puppy. It was me calling him one that started all this mess.
What mess?
Do as I say, child. Don't push me and don't rile me. My powers today are something fearful.
Granny, don't you want to take the little critter back to his mom?
No. I don't want Pearl to see him looking like this.
Pearl? You talking about Aunt Pearl?
Never mind now, child. Run along and leave this boy to poor old Granny. I've got a humdinger of a spell to break.
There's a tramp in this boxcar.
That's me, boy.
Sorry.
Hey, yonder comes a boy who looks a heap like Johnny.
Yeah, that's him. Hey, Johnny! Johnny Pope! It's me, Jethro, and Uncle Jed.
Jethro!
How are you, Johnny?
Hey, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy, boy.
Did you fellas just get here?
Yeah, just a few minutes ago.
Man, it's a long ride out here, one of these things.
Yeah, it ain't the best way to travel, but when your pockets is empty, that's a good place to put your pride.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, how do you like that manage your mind? I'm making $30,000 a week traveling in a private car, and he lets me get off the train without a dime in my pocket.
You don't have to put on airs with us, Johnny. We your friends. We the home folks.
We don't care if you're busted.
Busted? Man, I'm rich. Oh, you think these are my clothes? No, I just wear these to get away from the girls. I got 50 suits on board that train. I got suits made out of gold, out of silver. Alligator, snakeskin, you name it, I got it.
What train is that, Johnny?
You mean this one?
No, man. That big silver streamliner, the Johnny Polk Special. Well, it's gone now. Just put it out.
Along with your 50 suits, huh?
Johnny, I think you're on the fever.
Hey, he'll be all right as quick as he gets his belly full of Granny's grits and jowls. Come on.
Grits and jowls? Man, I don't eat nothing but steaks that thick. I got a special cook travels with me every place I go.
Is he on that silver train that run off with your silver suits?
Yeah. You see, I couldn't ride into the Los Angeles station because there's 10,000 girls there waiting for me. And they are all crazy about me.
Well, come on, Johnny.
Come on, where?
Home with us.
Now, don't you worry, Jethro. I've done whopped up some of my most powerful spell-busting powder. I'll have you back to a boy in no time. Magic powder, white as snow. Bring back the one that I love so. Eye of a newt, tail of a toad. Bust up the spell that I done sewed. Jethro, I've done everything I can. I've got to call on a higher power for help. Don't you worry. Everything's gonna be fine. I know I don't deserve it. I've been ornery and short-tempered. But if you turn that puppy dog back into Jethro, I'll mend my ways. I'll be kind and gentle, and I won't do no complaining.
You must have got into the flour. I'd best get you out of here before Granny sees the mess you made.
And I won't drink none of my rheumatism medicine without I got an honest-to-goodness twinge. And I won't scrap with Miss Drysdale. Thank you. That ain't him, but it's a step in the right direction.
These sneakers is too little on me. I got to go get my boots on.
Come on, Johnny.
I told you I ain't staying here. I'm going to the hotel and have me a party.
Now, I promised your ma I'd find you and look out for you. First thing you need is some good hot victuals.
First thing I need's a good stiff belt.
Well, if that's what it's going to take, might just do you some good at that.
I'm staying.
Don't you remember, Jethro? A tall boy, about so high, lots of thick black hair, real handsome, and the nicest young'un you'd ever want to meet, if you ain't already. Please, fetch him back and take me. Oh, about taking me. I ain't in no hurry if you ain't. Throw your back.
Hello. Johnny, I told you to come straight to the hotel. Where are you?
You ain't gonna believe this, Eddie, but I don't know where I am.
Now, you listen to me, Johnny Polk. You get over to this hotel and sober up.
I ain't touched a drop, and I'll be there quick as I can make it. I sure got no reason to hang around here.
Hi there, Johnny. Remember me? I'm Ellie Mae. We used to wrestle when we was little.
I hear a girl's voice. That means trouble. You've got a show to do tonight. Now get over here.
Cool it, Eddie. I'll see you at the bowl. So you're little Ellie.
Yep. Granny says tell you the victuals will be ready directly.
Oh, crazy.
But Pa says first, you got to write a letter to your mom.
Well, I'd rather wrestle.
Well, Pa says I ain't supposed to do that no more. Here's everything you need.
Honey, I don't write so good.
Oh. Well, I'll write it for you. Tell me what to say.
Oh, baby.
Do you, Ma?
Ain't that heavenly? Oh, and speaking of that, I still ain't in no hurry if you ain't. And I've mended my ornery ways like I promised.
Now, Granny, I know how you feel about Johnny Pope, but I hope you don't go to whomping him right off.
What?
I grant you he needs it. That boy tramples on the truth worse than he did back home. He was such a liar then, he used to have to get somebody else to call his dog for him.
Are you talking about sweet, lovable, hard-working Johnny Poke?
Oh, I'm talking about lazy, good-for-nothing Johnny Pope. Boy used to lay around the cabin so much his ma had to dust him.
He said it. I didn't.
Who are you talking to?
Nobody. Jed, can't you say anything good about Johnny Poke?
Well, yes, I can. Appears like he's give up singing. Even got rid of his guitar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry? Granny, that boy used to sing so bad that tomcats would throw things at him.
He said it. I didn't.
What's he mumbling about?
The young'uns of today, Jed. Oh, I love 'em all. They're so sweet and good and kind and well-behaved.
Have you got into your rheumatism medicine?
No, I took the pledge. Cross my heart. I ain't had a drop.
Now, Johnny, stop that nibbling on my ear. Pa says you can't have victuals till you get this letter wrote.
Letter, baby. Let's have a little action. Let's watch Tootsie.
That's what?
What Tootsie? Well, how about the fruit? Swim?
Oh, yeah, we got a cement pond out back.
Baby, how can you look so round and be so square?
I don't know what you're talking about, Johnny.
Well, forget about it, honey. I don't dig those and you jumping around steps too much myself. Give me the good old days when we used to hang on to one another. Remember this?
I sure do.
Ellie, I told you you can't wrestle no more.
Heck, I can't. I've whooped him quicker than I used to.
It ain't ladylike.
Well, he started it.
Oh, he did he?
Yes, sir. He says, let's have a little action.
Oh, we might just do that.
Hey, man, how long I got to split wood?
Until you earn this $10 to send back home to your mom?
Listen, Mr. Clampett, you get me to my hotel and I'll send Ma $10,000.
I'd rather have 10 of these than 10 million of them dream dollars you keep talking about.
Man, I use those to light cigars. I'm worth $1 million. I got 6 gold records. 4 secretaries do nothing but answer my fan mail. There's Johnny Poke record player, Johnny Poke guitar, Johnny Poke picture books.
All on that silver train, huh, boy? Now, hold on, Granny. You ain't gonna whomp with my guitar, are you?
Why, I ain't gonna want that sweet young'un. I want to hear him play and sing.
You what?
That ought to buy me a few extra days.
Well, you've been bragging a lot. You show us something, you won't have to chop no more wood. Here, you can keep this.
Man, you're on. Now, this here's the song that made me famous. Well, I'm a dragster's whale, and I'm a rocket tail, and I'm a bargain sale. Have a great big helping of me. You didn't hear me at my best, Granny.
I thought you was fine, Johnny.
Well, I didn't have no microphone out there, and I didn't have no electric guitar.
You was just dandy.
You ought to hear me with the echo chamber and a great big band and chorus backing me up. I'd flip you. I'm so good I flip myself.
I'll take your word for it, Johnny.
You ought to see the way the girls fight one another just to get close to me. Thousands of them screaming, "We want Johnny. Johnny's the king." When I commence singing, they swoon with joy. And then when I'm done singing, they trample one another to get my autograph. I have to fight my way through a solid wall of girls to get to my limousine. Yeah, Granny, I'm the greatest.
Give me that, you young whippersnapper. Now, you sit down. I'm gonna tell you a few things.
Sorry, Granny, I gotta get to the bow.
When I say sit, you sit. That assassin young scallywag. Now, there's one that wants punishing. Ain't got the manners of a varmint. If you're going to take me, now's the time. I'll never be able to face the widow Pope. Your paw out of the house for a spell. Now, you run upstairs and get dressed and get to the airport to meet your new ma.
But, Granny, the widow poke ain't my new ma yet.
She will be. I've been matchmaking better than 50 years. Ain't had a failure yet.
But what if Pa don't want to get married?
Ellie Mae, no man wants to get married. You have to lead him to the trough of happiness like you would a horse to water. But, Granny, now, Ellie Mae, leave these growed-up matters to me. Now, your pa needs a wife, and you need 'em all. The widow Pope needs a husband, and that no-account boy of hers needs a paw. I'm gonna have 4 people a-slurping from one trough of happiness. Yeah. Oh, Jed needs a wife, and Ellie needs them all. The widow needs a husband, and her boy needs a paw. And who's gonna make them all as happy as can be? That little old matchmaker, me.
I don't like this, not one bit. Now, Jed Clampett wouldn't get married without confiding in me. Now, I want to know what's going on.
All I know is that Granny asked me to drive Ellie Mae to the airport to meet the bride-to-be.
Well, I don't like it. Who is this widow Poke?
Apparently she's an old friend from back in the hills.
Probably after Jed for his money. I don't like it, I tell you.
I doubt that money is her motive, Chief. Her son is Johnny Poke, the teenager's favorite singer.
I don't care who he is. I still don't like it.
He's reputed to earn over $1 million a year.
$1 million a year?
Yes.
I'm beginning to like it. You'll need a good safe bank for all that money.
Ellie will be ready in a minute. What do you think about Jed getting married?
Well, it comes as quite a surprise.
It certainly does.
If you think you're surprised, wait till Jed hears about it.
You mean to say Mr. Clampett doesn't know he's getting married?
He don't even know the widow's coming to town. If he did, he would stubborn up on me like a mule in a mud puddle.
Well, aren't you taking a lot for granted?
Yes, it takes 2 to make a marriage.
Well, 2's making this marriage. The widow Poke and me. Get a move on, Ellie.
Granny, I feel very strongly that we should sit down with Mr. Clampett and talk this over.
So do I.
I figured you would. That's why I sent him hunting.
Granny, you can't...
Now, you listen to me. There ain't a man been born that knows what's best for him. Jed is too young to be single and miserable.
But he's very happy.
Where'd you hear that? From him?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes.
What does he know about it? Underneath all that happiness, he's miserable. Jed needs a wife, and I'm going to see that he gets one.
Hi there, Miss Jane, Mr. Josh.
Hello, Ellie.
Now, Ellie will point the widow out to you, though she'll be hard to miss, 'cause she's so beautiful. The widow, Poke? You just be quiet and point.
Well, I hope Mr. Clampett won't be angry with us for our part in this.
You leave Jed to me. I've been matchmaking better than 50 years. I ain't had a failure yet. By the time you get the widow back, Jed will be dressed in his courting clothes, paw on the ground, getting ready to propose. Bye.
Where's Ellie going?
Who?
Ellie Mae.
Ellie Mae who?
Ellie Mae Alfalfa Hay.
I don't think I know any.
Granny, I'm talking about the girl sitting in the back of that car.
What car?
The car going out the gate.
What gate?
Never mind.
I don't see so good, Jed.
Yeah, like a hawk, you don't see so good. Well, I reckon I'll get back to my hunting.
Jed, you gotta get all duded up.
To go hunting?
You know, the Beverly Hills style.
What kind of hunting is that?
I'll tell you about it, Jed. It's plumb wonderful. Now, you get all dressed up. You come out here and you sit on the porch with a handful of flowers and a box of candy. Now, Mr. Rabbit comes by, sees you sitting there, and he says, "What's that feller doing sitting there?" Then he says to himself, all dressed up, he can't be hunting. Then Mr. Cottontail comes hopping up to sniff the flowers. You drop your hat on him and you got yourself a rabbit.
Beverly Hills style.
Yeah,
Sound good.
sure does.
Real smart.
Ain't it?
He sniffs the flowers,
Yeah,
drop the hat,
yeah,
got a rabbit.
that's right.
One question.
Ask me.
Who's the candy for?
The widow Poke. Jed, listen to me, please. Jed, now I want to explain. Go ahead and shoot me. If the time has come when a poor old lonesome woman can't invite a friend to come and visit her, then I don't want to go on living nohow.
The widow Polk is coming to see you?
Of course. But if hospitality has become a crime, then shoot me, 'cause I'm guilty.
Is that where Ellie's going, to meet the widow?
Yeah. But, Jed, you don't have to let her in. Lock the gates on her. Sick the dogs on her. Shoot her in the leg. She'll get the hint that she ain't welcome. What does it matter that poor old Granny is dying of lonesomeness to see the dearest, sweetest friend she ever had in the whole world?
The widow Polk?
Like sisters we was. But this is your place, Jed. You don't have to let her stay. We'll go to one of them flop houses.
Flop houses?
Oh, goodness knows we won't get no rest with all them men beating on that beautiful woman's door all night.
What beautiful woman is that, Granny?
The widow Pope.
Granny, you used to say that she looked like the backside of a mud fence.
Well, as a child, she was plain, but she blossomed into a lovely young girl.
Girl? The widow Polk?
I don't think she's seen 30.
Oh, she's seen it all right. She just can't remember it.
Connect me with one of them flop houses.
Granny, you know good and well the widow is welcome here. I just don't want you to do no matchmaking.
Matchmaking? Why, I don't know what you're talking about. Every man is free to pick his own wife.
A man picks his own wife like a tomato picks a farmer. Especially with you working around the patch.
Jed, if I was to try matchmaking, why would I try with a widow?
Don't know why not. Don't know who's got more going for her. A widow knows all about men. The only man knows about her is dead.
I declare I don't know what makes you so suspicious.
Maybe it's because every year for 15 years you've tried to get me married.
Yeah, and you're spoiling my perfect record. What do you got against marriage anyway?
I ain't got nothing against marriage, Granny. I'm all for it.
Yeah?
Of course. Man needs a wife.
That's right.
There's a lot of things you can't blame on the government.
Worst hunting I ever did see. Hey, victuals ready, Granny?
We'll eat when our company comes. Now get upstairs and get cleaned up, both of you.
Who's coming?
The widow Polk. The finest cook in Cass County and the prettiest young woman ever to come out of the hills.
3 of them, huh?
Get upstairs.
Boy, Uncle Jed, the hunting around here sure is sorry.
Well, don't worry about it, boy. Granny just taught me how to hunt Beverly Hills style.
Well, tell me.
Well, you get yourself all duded up. You sit on the front porch with a handful of flowers and a box of candy.
Yeah?
Then, along comes this rabbit. Sniffs the flowers. Take off your hat.
I'll see that man happy married if it kills him. Don't drive too fast, Miss Hardaway. You'll bend Johnny.
I'll be careful. The name is Hathaway.
Mrs. Polk, do you carry that picture every place you go?
Well, up to now, I ain't never been no place, but I wouldn't go without Johnny. Ain't he beautiful, Ellie?
Yes, ma'am, Miss Polk. He sure enough is. Right handsome.
He's an angel, that's what he is. Do you like him, Miss Hardaway?
Oh, yes, indeed. The name is Hathaway.
I understand your son's income is about $1 million a year.
Yes, and every month, rain or shine, regular as clockwork, Johnny sends me $5.
What do you do with all that money?
Well, up to now, most of it's gone to pay for this picture. Isn't he beautiful, Ellie?
Yes, ma'am, he sure enough is.
Oh, he's an angel. He sings like one, too. Have you heard my boy sing, Miss Hardaway?
Hathaway. Yes, he's excellent.
I hope he's putting all his money in a good, safe bank.
He sings in a gold suit. Have you seen him in his gold suit, Ellie?
No, ma'am, I ain't.
Me neither. It was sure nice of your granny to pay my way out here so that I could see Johnny.
To see Johnny? Well, didn't she say anything about your getting married?
Well, yes, she did mention something about marrying Jed, but I'd have to ask Johnny first. Isn't he beautiful, Ellie?
Yes, ma'am, he sure enough is.
The salt of the earth, that boy.
By the way, where's he salting away all his money?
Mr. Drysdale is president of our finest bank.
Oh, well, what bank is that, Miss Hardaway?
Hathaway. And it's the same bank where Mr. Clampett has his account. Oh, perhaps your son would like to become a depositor.
Well, I'll speak to him about it.
Wonderful.
Will you ask Miss Hardaway to slow down? She's a-bending Johnny again.
Slow down, Miss Hardaway.
Well, howdy, folks. Welcome to California, will it?
Oh, Jed, you shouldn't have done it.
Well, matter of fact, dandy big picture of your boy, ain't it?
Ain't he beautiful?
May I carry him into the house for you, Mrs. Polk?
Yes, but handle him careful. Johnny Polk!
Hiya, Granny. Let's twist.
I'll twist your neck off if you spent the money I sent your ma. That was for her to come out here and marry Jed.
So you ain't matchmaking, huh?
Jed, wait, I can explain everything. I hope.
Here we are.
Well, Mrs. Polk, what do you think of Mr. Clampett's match?
Well, let's see now. Where'll I put my phonograph? How about right here, Miss Hardaway?
I see you have one of the new transistor portables. Very fine.
I had to sell my cap and walk all the way to Sibley to buy that. And I got all of Johnny's albums. Every time a new one comes out, I sell a pig and buy it. That's my boy.
Ain't he beautiful? And he sings like an angel.
I'm a dragster's whale. I'm a rocket's tail.
Here, Jed. Shoot me. If trying to make two people happy is a crime, then I'm guilty. Shoot me.
Annie, we've been going through this for 15 years now. Why don't you give up?
'Cause at last I found the right woman for you. The one who can make you happy.
You talking about the widow Polk?
Sweetest little thing that ever drawed a breath.
Granny, her first husband was so henpecked he molted twice a year.
Are you saying that Clyde and Emma Polk didn't have a happy marriage?
No, as I recall, marriage was real happy. It was the living together afterward that caused all the trouble.
All right, Jed. I can see the widow ain't welcome. Connect me with one of them flop houses. Jed, I'm calling one of them flop houses. The widow and me will be leaving right away.
Better take this with you, Granny. You're gonna need it to stand off them fellas that's gonna be beating on a widow's door all night. Pass you something with her?
I reckon not.
No trouble at all with these handy pot passers.
The whole place is handy, Emma. No trouble at all to take care of. Have you seen this pretty green tablecloth? Glued right onto the table.
Land sakes.
Never have to take it off to wash it. Just go over it with a wet rag now and then. Have you seen this thing? Keeps the plates from sliding off the table.
I never seen the like.
Ah, that ain't nothing. Take a look at them handy pockets built right into the table.
I'll be sweet. What they for?
We don't know.
I'm terribly sorry. I hope you'll excuse me. That was my wife calling.
How long you been married, Mr. Drysdale?
20 years.
Oh, ain't that wonderful? They've had 20 years of happiness.
No, we had 25 years of happiness. Then we got married.
I reckon many a man has lost his best friend by marrying her.
Jed, a cut-up, always funnin'. I think that's what's kept him so young.
No doubt.
What's your secret, widow? Emma. What's your secret?
Well, if we're a tellin', I reckon my worst one is, I hit the jug a little. Just a nip or two on cold days.
The widow fun's just like Jed. I guess that's what's kept them both so young.
Remarkably youthful.
Uncle Jed and the widow?
Jethro, it ain't polite to talk with your mouth full.
Well, my mouth ain't full.
Then fill it.
But I'm done eating, Granny.
Granny, I reckon we're all done eating.
Oh, then good. Now, while the table is being cleared and the dishes washed, maybe our young couple would like to go for a walk or a drive.
We sure would. Come on, Jethro.
Sit down. I'm talking about the young couple at the head of the table.
Well, matter of fact, widow, I would like a couple of words with you alone.
The parlor is empty. Draw the drapes. It makes it more cozy. And have some of them sour lemon drops. It gets you all puckered up. I've been matchmaking better than 50 years. Ain't had a failure yet.
Sit down a minute, widow. There's something I ought to say to you.
But I got something I ought to say to you first, Jed.
Well, what I got to say is mighty important.
But I can make mine quick and merciful. Jed, I can't marry you. Now, what did you want to say?
Come to think of it, mine ain't so important.
What are you doing sitting here? The parlor's empty. I'll put on some dancing music. I know how you young folk like to rock your rolls and jitter your bugs.
Jed, I hope I ain't broke your heart. Is there anything I can do to make it up to you?
Well, yes, there is, widow. You can help save me from another 15 years of Granny's matchmaking. You game?
I sure am. I've had 20 years of it myself.
Granny! Granny! Uncle Jeb and the widow's back.
Where in tarnation have they been all this time?
Looks to me like they've been to the beach.
The beach!
Yes, ma'am.
What in the name of good sense are you get up for?
Surfing, Granny. Me and Eva been making a Malibu scene along with the other kids.
Kids?
Ain't that a beautiful board, Granny? Jed learned me to hang 10.
We really shot the curls today.
Jethro, what they talking about?
Well, that there surfing talk, Granny. Shooting the curls when you come down off...
Cool it, Jethro. Granny just ain't groovy. Say, chick, let you and me go in there and put on some of them whaling Johnny Poke sides and stomp out some Watusi.
I dig you, Big Daddy. You're real bull. We're going steady.
Miss Jean, what happened?
Well, Granny, isn't it just marvelous? And the credit is yours. You told them to act their age.
Well, they ain't doing it.
Hi, Granny. You want to go running hunting with us tonight?
No, I don't.
Real cube, ain't she?
Oh, Granny ain't Jetty just too much. He plumb turns me on.
How about the drag races tomorrow, baby?
You bought it, man.
Come on, Granny. Get with it.
All I want to do is get out of it. Right in here, fellas. All you can eat. Big ones, too.
I'm my very own favorite.